Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Gate. First of all, Cynthia Nixon, I'm giving you a high five. You were just reciting Emily Dickinson in an interview. I'm like, put on the spot. That was clutch.
I know, it doesn't get better than that.
And you get to play her. It gets better than that because you get to play her. What drew you to wanting to play her?
I've loved her poetry since I was a child. My mother was a huge fan, so I really grew up with it. And I don't know, I'm less shy nowadays, but when I was a young person, I was very shy. And as Garrison Keillor says, she's the patron saint of shy persons.
All right, so I was just talking to Terence Davies. Brilliant, brilliant director. Talk to me about getting to work with him.
Well, you know, Terence doesn't make a film that he's not really passionate about. And I think that, you know, Emily on her own is such a fascinating character and such a great subject for a film, but I think Terence relates to her so strongly that I feel like on the surface we were doing a biopic of Emily Dickinson, but right under the surface we were doing the Terence Davies story.
When people encounter Emily Dickinson, obviously she's an American icon, an international icon, but what are they going to get from her? What are they going to learn about her seeing this movie?
I think they're going to learn about someone who was so deeply connected to her family and her intimate friends, but who was such an individualist and relentlessly pursued her own questions and her own way of living. And I think that that's one of the things that really arrests you when you read her poetry, is you feel that she's speaking from such a deeply personal place, and you feel like she's speaking directly to you, even though you're living 150 years later, and of course she doesn't know you at all.
So Emily Dickinson, what made you want to tackle this story?
Because she's a great poet. She's your greatest poet of the 19th century. And it is an extraordinary life. She withdrew from life, but her inner life was very, very rich. That's why.
Being at the New York Film Festival, pretty cool stuff, right?
Well, I can't sort of quite believe it, really. I never can.
And you've also got a pretty incredible lead. She's right next to me. I can hear Cynthia Nixon's voice. How did Cynthia get involved with the movie?
Well, I'd met her for a film that didn't come off many years ago, and I'd not forgotten her. And when I was researching for it, there's only one photograph of Emily Dickinson, which was taken when she was 17. And my producer was originally a stills photographer, so he superimposed Cynthia's face on this photograph, and she looks exactly like her. But as soon as I met her, I knew that she was right. I just knew, and she stayed with her for the 4 years. You know, she was very loyal, but I just knew she was right, and I think she gives the most wonderful performance.